Welcome to the Windy City Benders podcast, presented by Beer League Talk, with your hosts, Noe, Poetsy, Jerem, and Tanner.
Do you do that every time and I just noticed it now?
Oh, it was the first time I've done that.
Okay, good. That was fantastic. Do that all the time. Welcome, everybody, into episode 60 of the Windy City Benders podcast presented by Beer League Talk. This is I almost said Crystalia. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Chris. All right, it's actually...
Got the Porsche in the Porsche.
So, the Blackhawks aren't in it. We're just going to talk about comedians.
Or how comical this season has been.
Yeah, we can turn it into that. But in any case, it's the Colin Delia, not Crystalia.
I still call him Delia. I don't care.
Let's start, Poach.
C. Delia.
C. Delia. With us, as per usual, is myself, Poach. How are you? Along with Noli. How you doing?
Hey.
What's up? Tanner. What's going on?
What's up?
Fucking great, bud. Just so you know, okay? We're having a good time over here.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and then we also got Jerem. What's going on?
Hi. What's up?
Damn it.
Bring
God
the heat,
damn it.
bro.
I don't want to say
We're
anything.
hyped up.
I really don't want to say anything around Potsy today.
It's Chicago Wolves Calder Cup playoffs right now, bro.
Yeah. Got some Hawks talk and some Wolves talk today. Gonna go both sides of Chicago hockey.
Who, which, by the way, what team is the Wolves affiliated for, Pots?
I don't even know anymore. Is it it's the Vegas now, right? Yeah. I almost said the Kings. I knew it wasn't the Kings.
Is it Vegas Golden Kings?
Vegas Golden Kings. Vegas
Golden
Golden
Nugget
Blues.
Kings, guys. Burger King. Crown.
Los Angeles Vegas Golden Blues. No, it's
Or...
yeah.
Bless you.
Gesundheit. No, they are Vegas now. I thought that they were still splitting between St. Louis and Vegas, which
Drunk
in all
Pots did
essence,
not
what they
like
did,
that.
that was stupid. That's dumb.
Drunk
That's really
Pots
stupid.
was not happy about it when he thought that they were still part of the Blues.
Okay.
Hey guys, Coach Poach here.
I was also partially in the bag when I texted you guys that.
Partially.
That's no.
Oh, you trying to take the crown, bro?
Damn it. I hate this episode already.
Total Poets move.
Yeah, I know. Had a lot of those this weekend. I was telling them about how I put the
I'm sure
the
everybody's
jukebox on.
interested in this.
They are, yeah. I put the jukebox on at the bar and I played it at the stupid one across the street, Touch Tunes. Played at the stupid bar across the street like an asshole.
What you gotta realize is that he did it on his phone. He didn't just go across the street. Come back.
That would have been something special.
Sad that we actually have to go through that and explain it.
I was say regardless, I would not question the story either way. Yeah, I would be like, well, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Well, he just found an open jukebox and decided thought it was just gonna go around the area. But
Nobody would let him get the jukebox in the bar that we were at. It's like, this kid's going to play something stupid.
And normally you're right. So yeah, podcasting fun.
Hawks!
Hawks talk. Let's start with the World Cup recap. USA ended up getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. We said goodbye to Kaner and Brinksy Cat, but they did have one more nice little backdoor play before they got kicked out of the quarterfinals. So good to see they still got the touch with one another. However, Team Finland pulls off the upset against Dylan Strome and Canada to win the championship.
Canada.
So Henri Jokiharju and Lankinen, the goaltender for Finland.
Kevin
Lankinen, thank you. I didn't want to fuck up that first name.
How
too.
does he have such a normal first name?
Kevin. Yeah, there's a little accent over the I.
It's actually finished for Samuel, so it's kind of weird.
God damn it.
Samuel finished for fuck off.
Fuck off, Lincoln. That's tough.
All right, keep
Yes,
going.
Jerem?
I was gonna say before we talk about Yokiharu and Kevin, did you see Solani how he was watching the game?
Yes, fully suited up. Hilarious. Fully suited up, like in his living room, wasn't he?
He's at home, I think.
Yeah, at home, just chilling
Yeah.
there, skates,
That's
helmets,
hilarious.
everything. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's the total hockey guy. Total hockey guy.
Misses the game.
Was he still wearing a Jofa?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
They still make it for him just so he can go to games.
Just so he can. Yeah.
He actually wears it on the golf course too.
Reebok won't make Marlowe his skates anymore, but Jofa's going to keep on making helmets for Timu Solani.
It's just the one guy that was the originator of Jofa that just has the original machine. That's just like, Solani's calling me up. I gotta make one for him real quick. Just...
Give me a minute. This will take a second. But yeah, Henri Jokiharju and Kevin Lankinen wins gold. And Lankinen, starting goaltender for Finland, put on an absolute show, especially in the last two games. Ended up taking out Russia, which was a surprise in its own. 1-0.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, 1-0, a shutout. And I don't know if you guys got to see the last, maybe minute or so of the game, but the entire time it was stuck in their zone. I think they were even killing, right? Or was it just an empty net?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was making a joke because, you all know, I have not watched any of these.
Oh, that's true.
I was just like, of course I saw that.
Of course I did.
But I could pull the stats up and be
Mhm.
like, yeah, of course it did happen.
Here's what I
to
got.
the stat guy.
But yeah,
You
the
can do
last
that without saying you didn't watch, and then you make it look like you watched it.
That's true.
Hashtag vet
Could
move.
have fooled us. But the last minute of the game against Russia was entirely in the Finland zone, and there were no whistles, nothing. Puck was moving around. Lankinen ended up losing his stick, and you could tell he was
Pets' heads are falling off.
he was exhausted. He couldn't even get back up again, and Russia just couldn't find the back of the net. Which, I mean, you could say that it's not exactly a Team Russia. They're still missing a couple of big pieces, but
Yeah,
you
but
got guys
they
out
still
like
got the
Ovi.
biggest guys.
I was gonna say Ovi's still on that team, So
Ovi, Kuznetsov, Kovalchuk, all those big name guys are still there.
yeah, well, Kuznetsov apparently was on some of that sniff. So,
No.
That's
No.
what in Vegas last year.
Yeah, it's old.
I know.
And also,
Read the
it says
article.
He
I
doesn't,
know.
he doesn't do it, which, okay.
Yeah, give me that sassy head to head.
Oh shit, motherfucker. Also, if he doesn't really do it, hats off to you. We all know,
you.
we all
Nice.
know, the NHL does have a problem with smelling some things.
We know it.
I love that they test for it, and it's like, hey, you're not suspended, but could you stop? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, we'll test you again. It's just keep making us money because you're a superstar.
We'll see if it just gets worse. I don't know.
As long as your play doesn't degrade, it's fine.
And nobody sees you. It's gonna be okay. So Kevin Lankinen ended up with a 150 goals against and a 942 save percentage with 2 shutouts in the world. What?
It sounded like you said shitouts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shitouts and 2 shitouts in the World Cup. So I mean, some pretty big numbers against some pretty damn big teams. Do we think that this is potentially somebody that the Hawks can build around? I feel like we go through this so often. Also, by the way, who's going to end up being Corey Crawford's replacement? First,
Right,
it was
but-
Ranta, then it was Darling, now it's Delia. It was Forsberg, which hilarious.
I mean,
Now it's Delia, and now it's potentially Lankinen. What are we doing?
It sounds so great to have these kind of prospect type goalies, but I've never really seen the stats to back up anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ranta was he came from Europe and he had decent stats there. I didn't see the kind of stats that Lankinen has during an actual NHL competition game.
I
Where
mean,
I'm
he played in the A this
okay,
year.
That's kind of
the
filthy.
stats.
he played 19 games with Rockford, had a 250
Yeah.
goals against and a 910 save percentage.
True, but he's also playing with Rockford defensemen.
Yeah, I mean they're
I don't-
not good enough to
I
play
don't know
for
what
our
your
shit.
point
You know
is.
what's sad?
Because
You
they're
know
not
what's
good enough to
sad?
play for
He
our
actually
shit
had, like,
defense.
NHL defensemen in front of him playing against NHL caliber players, and he puts up a 150, like 942, like when he has like solid defensemen in front of him, which he won't have next year. Sorry,
I was gonna say you could take that one of two ways when you said, "Well, he's got Rockford defenseman in front of him." It could be like, "Oh, he's got Rockford defenseman in front of him," or it could be taken as, "Oh, he's got Rockford defenseman in front of him." So when he goes up to the Blackhawks, it's not going to get much better.
That's what I was saying.
That's
Yeah.
what I was. That's kind of how I interpreted it.
Actually, if you want to expound on like those stats that he had last year, apparently he played for the Indy Fuel in the ECHL.
Yeah.
And had 6 games there, 318 goals against average, 893 save percentage. Then I'm assuming he went up to the AHL team and had 950, like 910, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the timeline of that is. I'm pretty sure he didn't go down. I don't know though.
He might have gone down though when maybe not. Because he might have been Delia's backup when Crawford came back.
There was a point when Crawford and Ward were both
Yeah,
back at the same time.
Right, but who? Oh, Forsberg would have been in the AHL
yeah.
squad.
Forsberg's the other one.
So who knows? I don't know. But I mean, it's like you were saying, Tanner. I mean, it's probably a good problem for the Hawks to have. You know.
I mean, I felt like at this time
Yeah.
last year with the whole big question marks around Crawford, we were saying how it's like it's kind of scary because we don't have any like clear cut like goalie prospects, and now with these guys with Lankinen and Delia, it's kind of like okay, we can kind of get off the edge a little bit about freaking out about who's going to be in net when Crawford's done.
And
Now,
not only that, but Crawford's up after this year.
Right.
So what do you? I mean, do the Hawks re-sign him? I mean,
I would.
35 years
Not right
old,
away.
and with all the concussion history that he has, he's going to
Yeah,
want
I
at
don't think
least.
right away.
X.
I think you give him a 1 year low contract.
He's not going to want that.
Then you
Well-
know what? Then he can go play somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying too. Like I would sign him at definitely less than $6 million because he's probably not going to play the entire season. I know he's going to want more, but like if he doesn't want like a $3 million contract for like 2 years, like $3 million per year, I would be like, okay, well, you know what? There's probably going to be better goalies in fucking free agency that'll be there for the whole season.
If Bowman
Or at
signs
least-
him,
at
what
least
about
2 that you can fucking sign for like less than fucking $8 million to fucking split time the entire time until like maybe Lankinen or Delia's ready. You never know.
if Bowman signs him for long term more than 3.5, I'm breaking that glass and I'll be wearing that shirt every
What are
fucking
you talking
day.
about, bud? What class? Show him.
Well, I mean, no one's gonna see the video, but I'll put up a picture of it on social media. I got the Stan Bowman's and clown shirt, and he's been doing good, so I can't wear it. So I put it in a little shadow box, and it says, "In case of a classic Bowman move, break glass," and it's dying to come out. And I have a feeling it's going to this offseason, but that's not what we're talking about.
no? I don't know. I feel like a 3x3 would not be a terrible move because you can end up buying that out. I mean,
Here's a better question. Do you
He can also go on LTIR because of concussion.
do you sign him July 1st when he's eligible to re-sign, or do you give him the year to kind of see where he's at?
I don't know. I mean, that's a conversation that you know, that's a conversation that you have to have with him. Because I mean, if you go up to him and you tell him, listen, you haven't had a healthy season in 3 years, you know, healthy in terms of not getting a concussion or anything like that, nothing like super serious.
A long-term injury that we've needed
Exactly. That's
multiple
gonna-
backups to like come in and
Exactly. So, I mean, talk to him and be like, listen, here's what we'll do. We can give you a 2 year for $5 million right now. If you're healthy, we'll give you more. We'll sign you halfway through that second year. We'll send you halfway through that second year, and we'll give you a longer deal. We'll give you another 3 years for 3.5. I don't know.
Crawford?
Yeah.
You want to sign for 5 more years?
I'm saying if he's healthy and he's doing fine,
He's going to want at least 6 because that's what he's making. He's won 2 Stanley Cups since he signed that deal, and he's going to want length because.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that he's going to say
Well,
yes.
he's 34, 33 years old.
He's going to be 35 at the end of this contract.
Yeah, there's
You're not
nobody. There's
he's gonna want-
Nobody's gonna fucking sign.
If he
him for
thinks
that.
he's gonna get
Oh,
that much money,
I'm sure he will.
he's still
with
never
concussion
mind.
problems and in that age, there's no one in the NHL is going to sign him for that.
No fucking way.
I mean, Fleury got a big deal.
Fleury
Yeah.
got a big deal because he played unbelievable to lead that fucking team to the Stanley Cup fucking finals.
And
he
he's
had
Fleury
also
his-
did.
not com-
he had his
he's also
best
not
season
consistently
in
overlooked.
so fucking many years. And
No,
like
he got signed before that.
no, yeah, it was because he. What do you mean he got signed during that season? Then
Are you talking about the Vegas run?
yeah,
I thought he got signed after the Vegas run.
that was what I thought. I thought it was after the fucking run he got signed.
Okay. I thought it was before. That's my fault.
Oh, it's okay. I still love you. That's fine.
But I mean, still, like with
I-
his history, he's gonna want as much as he can for as long as he can.
Right, but that doesn't mean he deserves it. That means he's
No,
any team's-
I'm not
yeah,
saying that
yeah.
either. But if the Hawks don't offer him what he wants, he can just say no and then go to free agency, and somebody will give him what he wants
I
because
don't
he
think
has
so.
that. He has that experience.
I don't think he's gonna
And
get
if he
what he
does-
wants.
If he does that, honestly,
Vancouver.
good for him. That's fine. Go ahead and get more
Yeah.
money somewhere else. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, understand that it's probably not going to be the same kind of environment that you're going to get with the Blackhawks, where let's call a spade a spade. The Blackhawks could be a good team if it's fucking run correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
just want to go back to
What I'm saying is he's not going to go to a team that's going to be a contender.
That's true because like they need a goalie that's good, and they'll go for any goalie that's good, even if they're not going to be able to play the whole
And
season.
he's good for 55 to 60 games potentially if he's healthy.
Oh,
If he's
no.
healthy.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say
Okay.
the only good part about him getting injured in those long-term situations was for us to find out if our backup goalies or our prospects could actually handle the load. And that's when we had the issue with the first time it happened, where Darling and Ronta went at it together, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, Scott Darling's actually a little bit better than you, Ronta. Sorry about that, bud. You're actually going down to the AHL, and like, it's
Yeah.
like that's one of the good times. And then like the last year, it was just like, oh, or the year before, what was it? It was what the fuck did we have back up? We had like JF Berube and like Jeff Glass, and like no one that can make a save in the third period, even though the Hawks would be up by like 2. And it was just like, oh, this is so depressing because every game we look like we're about to win finally, and then we don't.
Yeah.
Can I also say this to all Blackhawk fans that are saying bring back Darlene? Just stop. No,
Yeah.
Please no.
just no.
Let's stop doing this experiment of like bringing back the players that had success here, because like the team's not going to be the same as when they had success.
Unless it's Chris Versteeg.
And plus,
I totally
yeah.
forgot that the Hawks re-signed him, by the way.
Technically they did it.
The Hawks-
Rockford
the
did.
Hawks didn't resign him.
Rockford
Yeah,
That's
did.
true.
Sucks,
Rockford did.
Rockford signed him.
Yeah.
We got way
Were we
off
talking
track.
about, like, the
yeah,
World Cup
we
at
got
some point?
way off.
We were talking about Lankinen, yeah. I know where you went with. Fine.
Oh, sorry,
Uh,
the World Championships.
Moving from Rockford to the Wolves. How about that?
Hang on.
Oh no.
One more
Not
thing
yet.
for Hawks talk.
Oh,
Okay.
He did sign that Dominik Kubalik
oh yeah, they made it
Oh,
official.
yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted to put that in there.
from the Czech Republic. 23 years old. Looks like he's set at a left wing position. I heard he plays a little bit of center too. But in the World Championship with Czech, he had 12 points in 10 games, 6 for 6. One of your 6 for 6 guys. Tanner, 6 goals, 6 assists.
Oh, he's a fucking 30 for 30 guy at some
Yeah,
point.
he'll be a 30 for 30 guy for sure. But I guess some talks are saying that he might start out top line with Taves, maybe. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, he's got some decent numbers through every league he's played in, just about a point per game guy. So
And,
I'm
and-
kind of excited. He was a pretty highly
Yeah.
sought after free agent from most teams too.
well, there's a thing too. We actually got him. We got his rights from LA. for
LA.
a fifth-round
LA.
pick. And
And all it cost us was Marion
it was like a
Hossa.
7th-round pick from LA. And we only traded our Nola, you'll love this. We traded our 5th-round pick for this year, but it's not our 5th-round pick. It's Arizona's. And you know how we got Arizona's 5th-round pick? Marion Hossa.
Marion
trade.
Hossa, nice. Hossa coming in clutch still for the Hawks. I love it.
Thanks, Haas, the
Oh,
boss.
absolutely.
Sorry, I just want to throw that in there.
Also, he plays with Nicholas Hjalmarsson.
R.I.P.
Tanner, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do to Noli tonight? Come on, man.
Oh, also happy anniversary to the Blackhawks Game 7 against Detroit, where Nicholas Hjalmarsson had his goal taken away, but Seabrook ended it anyway. One of the greatest games of all time.
Seabrook earned his contract that he currently has.
That's true. Same with Corey Crawford.
It wasn't only that goal, but it was the one in 2010, or actually 2009, against Calgary that was a 5-0 loss. Like, we were losing 5-0, and then they brought it to overtime, and then ended that game. So he's just clutch. And
fuck, when it's all said and done, man, we've been spoiled with some good fucking hockey games.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I like hockey.
That's 2 games out of 5 years of hockey. Yeah, man, 2 great fucking games.
I just think it's funny how every Bruins, every time they talk about the final right now, they're like, yeah, Bruins, this is their 3rd final in a decade. Sick, dude. It's the Hawks had 3 and 6 and they won all 3, bro. So suck it.
Oh, and one was against the Bruins.
So. Oh, what was that? Did you say one was against the Bruins? Because say it again.
One was against the Bruins.
Suck it.
Talking about good hockey in Chicago.
I think we're getting a little bit off track here. So.
Yeah. Wolves talk. They are in the Calder Cup final. First time since 2008. Little side note, back when they won the Calder Cup final in 2008, Pat Foley was the broadcaster. Pretty cool. He was. But they crushed it this year, honestly. 44-22, 6-4 in the regular season. Obviously took home a Central Division title.
Tanner, for
how does that go down? I don't follow the AHL.
So here, I know what you're saying. It's wins
6-4. What does
6.
That even mean?
So it's wins, losses, OT losses, shootout losses.
Yeah, they spread those 2 apart now down there.
Is it worth different points?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they are.
Is it worth different for
no.
When you go
it might be a tiebreaker.
Maybe a tiebreaker? Yeah.
It might be a tiebreaker. Yeah.
Oh, regulation, overtime, wins versus shootout wins. It's easier to see it in the standings.
I think so.
As soon as I was typing that up in the outline, I was like, I wonder if I should just write out what these are. Nah,
it'd take too long.
They'll assume.
Yeah. They will be playing the Charlotte Checkers in the final. I believe it starts in Charlotte, right?
Yeah, Charlotte on Saturday.
Hey, maybe the boys will go to a game in Chicago. You never know.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think we should.
Call up Rossi.
Or they're only $15 a ticket, so we should just go.
That's true.
Oh, we got We got a friend of the show.
Level, it's fucking $22, front row.
We have a friend of the show that works for him, so you never know. Lindsay.
Yeah, never know.
Director of public relations.
Do, some live Instagram shit from there. Who knows?
Never know. But kind of interesting that 2 teams that ended up going pretty decently far in the NHL playoffs with the Blue. Oh, god damn it! They're not the Blues anymore.
Stupid motherfucker. All right, podcast over. Thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it. Love you. All right, bye.
Let's get this jerk out of here.
Shut up, Brian. Anyway,
what are you from Carolina? You jerk.
Well, I guess
the actual voice
standpoint. Going from Charlotte's standpoint,
we go to a Wolves game. That's all I'll do. Hey, we're making up to Chicago. It's a baby bunch of jerks. We got fucking animals as the mascots. You think they
probably like the Wolves?
Doing a skull clap all the time and just shooting ducks and fucking punching boys and fucking bullshit.
Do you think they roasted that pig yet in Carolina or what?
What the actual fuck is going on tonight?
Done, Sherry, getting it off the wagon again.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'll just make sure my mic stops working again. Guys.
Okay, good. I think I'll do the same thing.
All right, so Charlotte Checkers are playing the Chicago Wolves.
Yes, I was saying
January 1st. Oh, sorry, June 1st in Charlotte.
January 1st.
January. It's gonna be next year. It's
what a way off.
Final. They're gonna be relasted.
Jay first, and
All
Sorry,
right.
it's Boston, St. Louis going on right now on
Damn it,
TV.
Tanner.
That was not a technical difficulty.
Yeah.
I thought
I don't
you guys
know.
were going to talk. It's fine.
I don't forget what I was even gonna say, but we just want to wish the Wolves luck going into the final. There should be at least one championship in Chicago for hockey this year. So,
I also just want to say, like, I really appreciate that the Wolves are no longer part of the St. Louis Blues, so I can actually like be like, oh, okay, cool, the Wolves are great now. Like,
Preach.
because when the Wolves were a part of the Blues, I go, fuck the Wolves, fuck those people.
And
Fuck them
before,
so hard.
and then
I do
before that,
not
they were Vancouver when we had the rivalry with
Yeah.
Vancouver going. So it was like they just
Yeah.
fucking couldn't win.
Absolutely. No
Did,
fucking way.
did you guys see that one of the last games that the Wolves played in the conference final? Whoever they were playing against, I totally forgot who it was, but they scored on their own net.
Yeah, San Diego goals.
There was a delayed penalty.
Oh, no shit.
The
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah.
And-
yeah,
Didn't,
yeah. Really?
didn't the Wolves goalie get the
Yeah,
credit
legacy.
for the goal too? I
Yeah,
think?
they did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Get
Unreal.
the fuck out of
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
And it was,
the first playoff goal by a goalie, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't even think
I'm not sure. It was
Yeah.
Maxime
I mean-
Lagasse though.
We
He played
can,
a couple games
we
for,
can say, like, by a goalie, but, like,
It wasn't. It's not like it was
Hey,
Johnny
hey,
Hextall
they don't ask how, they ask how many. Check the score sheet, bud.
oh, he went top shelf.
Bar
Bar down.
Dizzle.
Bar down. No, he went elbow diagonal.
Yeah, he went full Patty Waugh, skated to the blue, did a little spinorama.
No, we don't talk about Patty Waugh.
No, we don't. Yeah, we
It's too
don't.
late, I just did, so how about that?
How about it?
I can't believe we had to end this episode twice early. 'Cause it's so
Hey Tanner, we still have the old intro without you in there, so
Yes. I think where this podcast is going.
Well, I'm
Um,
logging off.
Let's move on to NHL talk before this goes any longer.
oh, Tanner's so rattled right now.
I got nothing to say about that. Fuck. Like, cut me deep a little bit. Jesus.
The NHL State of Union is going on with the CBA. Both the league and NHLPA have the right in September to opt out of the current CBA in 2020, which does not bode well for hockey.
Hockey fans. Yep.
Yeah, hockey
Absolutely.
fans. So
Let's do that hockey.
yeah, both sides sounds like they
Thanks,
they
Chance.
started talking. Sounds like they started talking. Doesn't sound like there's really a deadline to it though. So, I don't know. What do we? I know there's always been rumors about a looming lockout. How do we feel with the way that the game is going right now? The fact that it's actually growing pretty rapidly throughout the U.S. How do we feel about a potential lockout?
I forgot to toss on there too. What is his last name's Fair, right? The head of the NHLPA.
I think it's actually fear.
Fear, yeah. So
Also unfair?
So he was saying that the main issue that the players have is the escrow. He goes, that's always the issue though. But the only real way to fix it is for the players to take a pay cut, which the players have no interest in
We'll
doing.
never do.
So that's going to
Right.
be that he says that while that's an issue, he doesn't think that's going to be anything that holds it up just because it's one of those things that's just always there.
That's like one of those things where I heard like the NFL players would love to have a shorter season, and then they're like, "Oh, but like if you want to play a shorter season, would you like to get paid less money?" And they're like, "No,"
Absolutely not.
and
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, then no, we won't have a shorter season."
And now they're talking about making the season longer.
Yeah, like you would also get paid more.
16 games. Are you
But this is NHL talk, so
Yeah.
I'll just like, bring up an example. Let's not fucking get into that.
The look of disgust on Noli's face was phenomenal just then.
triggered? Absolutely triggered.
16 games.
Probably
It's really
less than
hard.
that.
Oh, you play 12 minutes on average a fucking game, and that's like the whole game.
The whole game.
Like 6 minutes for real.
Whatever. Don't
Yeah,
get
okay.
me started.
All right.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm too tired to do
So in
this.
your guys' mind, is there anything that you can see causing the potential lockout from happening?
Preventing it from
There's
happening
always
or
there's
No,
always
that's-
shit.
Anything in the league
You're
right now?
we all answer at once.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. There's always shit going on. Like we never really know what the players are thinking, so you never really understand. But Spider-Man's penis is really small.
Did Don Cherry slip in there somewhere?
Yeah, Don Cherry's a Spider-Man. I don't know if you knew that.
I heard a little bit of Don Cherry in there. I was gonna say
No,
Spider-Man, but I wouldn't reveal
So what
his,
I was asking was there anything that you think could cause the lockout that's going on in the game right now?
yeah,
What is it? That's what I'm asking. Like, what do you think it is? If
players' salaries.
There's a lot of
They're getting crazy. Like they're it's like you have like these top end players and like you have like Taves and Kane that made 10.5 like what 3-4 years ago at this point, and like the players are still looking at that where like the best player in the league right now is Connor McDavid making what 12.5, is that right? 12.5.
Yeah.
So he's only
making
2
like
mil
$1
ahead of
million.
that, and then you have like Tavares at 11. You have like all
Man,
these
you
players
want that to
looking for like 10 plus, but the cap isn't really rising as high as like these players' salaries are trying to get. Where you have like second line players trying to make 6 million, and if you're trying to get like first line players at like I don't know, if you have like elite stars at 10 million, you're gonna have like all these players that have like discrepancies in salaries that are like if third and fourth line players, and like that's not even talking about like defensemen, like too, like it's getting the players' salaries are getting much higher than the cap is getting. So there's gonna definitely be like some shit going on with that.
So the one thing I would say about that is that, yeah, the cap's not going up a crazy amount each time it does go up, but when you look at it overall, they base it off of percentage of the cap, like for players. So like when you look at when Crosby signed his contract, his percentage of the cap then compared to McDavid's percentage of the cap now was exactly the same.
I'm just saying. Also, Crosby fucking took an $8.7 million contract because he's obsessed with the number 87.
Because
that's not even fair. What?
He was born 8787. How do you?
Oh, I thought you. I honestly, you cut out, and I heard he doesn't even like 87. I was just like, what are you fucking talking about?
But no, yeah,
And
that's
I also
definitely
kind of questioned my thought of like, is he not 87?
Wait a minute.
Oh, God, am I so wrong? Is it 67? Shit.
No, but like that's definitely a thing. I mean, it's hard, yeah. Like players are definitely getting paid more. It's like I said, it's based off percentage too. That's how they look at it mostly. But there's more guys making more money per team, and when you look at it though, the caps should keep going up like significantly because they have a new TV deal coming out soon. Like their TV deal is going to be up, so they should be able to make a decent amount of money for that, especially how popular game's getting. And with Seattle coming in, they have a huge payment that they're going to owe the league. So I mean,
was going to say, like, even with Vegas coming in, Vegas has done so fantastically. Like they should fucking be bringing in so much more money too, because those games are sold out like all the fucking time, and apparently it's the highest fucking ticket price in Vegas to go see.
Yeah, which is wild.
Like, which is fantastic, which I absolutely love. Like, that's fucking amazing. Oh, and that team, man, Mark Stone, what a baller.
Oh my God, I'm falling in love with that guy, dude. He's so fucking good at hockey. Watching him in the World Championships and in the playoffs this year, dude, he's so fucking good.
He's just having fun too.
I just want to call us out first because, first of all, I brought this up when he was signing a new contract in Ottawa. And I was like, oh, he's looking for like 8 or 9 million. And everybody's like, no fucking way he deserves that shit. And I was like, I think you guys really need to reassess your Mark Stone analysis right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's all I got. Yeah. He's so good. Like, I don't know. It's just hard because he was on a shit team. You could tell he was frustrated. I mean, when he went to Vegas, it was just like he fell in love with the game all over again. He was just playing hockey and being happy, and like that's what he looked like when they went to the conference final too. So yeah, no, you were definitely spot on with that one.
Well, when he goes to Vegas, you see the picture of him landing in the airport, and you're like, wow, this guy looks like he can't even afford a haircut. Let alone fucking, he's making almost 9 million now. So fucking great.
That's how depressed he was.
Yeah.
In Ottawa, he literally couldn't find a haircut because he didn't want one. It's like,
I just
like
don't want to
my
get
husband used to make fun of me all the time. His girlfriend used to make fun of me all the time, and I don't know what to do anymore. Like, they're not even here.
Jesus.
So question real quick, based off of what could potentially cause a lockout. do you think that there's any opportunity that the players start stepping up and talking about the NHL, not necessarily taking responsibility for concussions, but at least accepting the fact that it can cause concussions? Do you think that that might be something that could cause a lockout?
No.
I don't think so, because I think most of the people that are stepping up about that aren't in the league anymore. Most of the guys playing, they don't voice their opinions. And I mean, it's so hard because it's hard because, one, obviously you're getting paid by that, so you don't want to go against it, but also it's like you don't want to lose your job. And we're hockey players. Everybody knows how hockey players are. They don't care how hurt they are. They want to play the game because they love the game so much. It's all about pride for hockey players, and they will not admit they're hurt no matter what it is. And it's hard because I mean, personally, I don't even go anywhere playing hockey, and I didn't want to say I was hurt because I wanted to play. Yeah. It's just, you don't know how long you're going to be able to play in this league and make as much money as you can, and how many chances you'll have at the cup. So no matter what goes on, they're going to want to keep playing with no matter what kind of injury they have. So I don't think it's a problem that could come up.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I think it's basically the mindset.
Exactly what I was going to say is don't bite the hand that feeds you. And I also just want to point out this Boston-St. Louis game is about to go into overtime.
Maybe a little live reaction.
Oh man!
Oh god! Plus Gunnarsson
right off the pipe.
just fucking rang the pipe. With 50 seconds left. As
Tuukka thought it was in.
We talked about this last time.
You guys are so delayed. I watched that like a little bit ago already.
Oh no! Like I'm watching the replay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's we talked about this last time. Like, it's just such a good fucking series. It's gonna be such a good fucking series. Yeah. But what I've found recently is me going, fuck St. Louis, or fuck Boston scored, and then fuck yeah, Boston got scored on. I don't give a shit about St. Louis. I really just want fucking Boston to lose so badly.
I'm telling you guys, that's the way to do it. Dude, don't root for the Blues, just root against the Bruins.
I fucking hate Boston so much. My friend was like, "What do you like? Who do you want to win?" I go, "Nobody,
none of them."
I just fucking really want Boston to lose.
Yeah.
But going back to like the lockout talk, I think one other thing.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know if this is like a lockout thing, but definitely video review has to be brought up for the next CBA. They need to figure that whole situation out.
All right, so let's transition to that then.
The entire Vegas team is going to end up showing up at the CBA. Just be like, listen.
Yeah, we have 30 talkers right now. They're going to walk in right now. Mark Stone's going to walk in. His hair's going to be fucking all over the place.
So
he's going to push everybody slightly like how he did to Pavelski. Is this worth a review? Is this worth a review? Is this worth a review?
You're going to tabletop everybody there.
So
Coach is going to walk in. That's one, baby. That's one.
So during the State of the Union, Bettman made the point to step up in front of the press and just state that the league is going to conduct a complete review of the current video review situation with an eye likely to make changes in the process. They basically said that they have no interest in moving backwards. So if they do make any changes, that means they're going to be
video.
Yeah.
Did you see what Marchand came out and said too? Marchand came out and said that there should be no video review at all. It's just ripping these refs apart, and it's.
Of course, he would want that.
I mean, nothing has gone against him though. No video review has gone against him.
Right, because
I mean, why would it matter for him?
Well, that's the thing. If video review goes like far enough, it's like, oh, video review for penalties, and it's like, oh, Marchand, oh, remember that shit you did behind someone's back? 5 minutes right now. So get the fuck out of here. And have a good 2 weeks off.
The last point he Bettman also made was that there's no plans to make everything reviewable.
Well, that's good.
So
I don't think you really should. Just like
it's probably something to do with most goals and most penalties, or if it's going to be like a 5 minute or just a 2 minute. If it's like that kind of a penalty, like something along those lines.
It sounded like the final straw for him, though, to kind of start to take a look at this thing was the hand pass.
Yeah, was the NHL playoffs happening?
Right.
Shit. He was saying that he was watching that game and he felt like he wanted to pull whatever hair was left out of his head. So,
So
He's
here's
kind of funny. He's an idiot, but he's kind of funny.
he does his job perfect. He does
and
his
he feeds into it too. He knows that people hate him, so he loves it.
I will say it nonstop. Great fucking player. Fucking hate the shit that he does. Oh, I thought we were talking about Marshawn. I was paying attention to the game. He went to overtime. I was just like,
wow.
Oh, okay.
Good.
We're talking about Bettman.
I was gonna say, when did Bettman play?
Oh, dude, we used to play in my backyard all the time. Great fucking player. Hate his antics. I was like, we should really review that goal that you just scored. And he's like, nah, we don't really have that right now, but we'll talk about it in my next CBA with you. And I was like, we don't have a CBA, Bettman.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, well, when we do a video review, we'll make sure that the Blackhawks get all the calls again because there's such a huge Hawks bias in the NHL.
Yeah,
So-
that's why we get third overall pick instead of first.
Let me ask this
I'm saying,
question.
Hey, video review those balls that dropped in to pick at the picks.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Don't
Please
do
don't
that.
ever do that again.
That was awful.
So let me ask this question about replays. Are you okay with them adding or expanding what is reviewable, even if it makes the game longer, or do you just want to make sure that these calls get right regardless of how long the game
Put
becomes?
a fucking time limit on it. Put 5 minutes on there. If they can't figure it out in 5 minutes,
No.
whatever it was called stays.
I would say like
5
a
minutes is
minute.
too long.
Yeah,
A minute
5
might be
minutes
even
is too long.
pushing
Yeah, that's
it.
fine. I don't care. Put 2
And a
minutes.
half. Well, however much time there is for like if you throw a red flag in NFL, like it's like a 2-minute fucking review.
It
Like-
depends on the play, I think, because like if it's a goal, you can by the time the team's done celebrating, you get back to center ice, they can have it figured out and make sure it was a goal or not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If it's a 5-minute penalty or not, then yeah, give it like a minute because it literally takes most of the plays. It takes like 3 different angles to see if it was right or not.
I only want goal reviews. That's it. I don't want penalty reviews. I don't want offside reviews. I don't want any other kind of reviews besides goal reviews. Goal reviews are the ones that fucking make the game different. Like a penalty, I get it. Like the fucking San Jose in Golden Knights game. Like, you know what? That's just a wrong call. That shit happens all the time. Sorry that one ended up with 4 fucking goals against. But a fucking goal review, like the hand pass that happened with like San Jose against St. Louis, that's something that's like, you know what? We should really make sure that goal was legit. No matter what fucking happened, you can be like, hey, I want to check that fucking play that happened for that goal. Boom. Like, that's it. I only want that. I don't give a shit about anything else.
So real quick, not to jump back like 3 weeks or anything, but isn't every overtime goal reviewed anyway by Toronto?
But that's not a reviewable goal.
I know it's not a reviewable goal by the referee.
It's not reviewable play because of the way they don't have hand passes as being a reviewable play. It's whether or not like the goal like crossed the line or if like an offside had happened. Like apparently like that's what it is. It's not a hand pass is not a reviewable play because like if the refs didn't see it, then it's still game. Apparently,
That is the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
That's like me going downtown, watching somebody get shot across the street and saying, "Oh, well, there's no cops around, so I'm not going to say anything." Like
the thing about it too is like it's not like the refs were like, oh, that might have been a hand pass or it might not have. That's why like the offside goals are reviewable because they're like, I would like it was kind of questionable if it was offside, but I didn't call it, and so then when the goal was scored, it was like, okay, let's see if that was offside. But it was never a question that the referees said there was no hand pass. Because if there's ever a question on a hand pass, they'd fucking call it a hand pass.
well, that's the thing, though. Like I'm saying, like these people who are reviewing up in Toronto, they can clearly see that that's
Yeah.
a hand pass because they
Right.
review every single
not
goal.
reviewable,
But they're
though.
just going to sit there and
That's
go,
what-
"Oh, well,
but
they
yeah,
missed that
so
one. That
that
sucks.
should
I'm not
be-
going to say anything to anybody."
That
No,
should be
it's just not
reviewable.
reviewable as a reversible play.
It should be
Like,
though.
it-
That's what I think we're trying to say is that should be.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was like, any goal should be reviewable for anything, let alone like a penalty happening, because I don't think penalties should be reviewable. Like if it was like, oh, well, it should have been a penalty that this guy did this down here, that they came down there and scored. Like it shouldn't be a fucking goal because that should have been a penalty. I'd be like, nope, penalties aren't reviewable. Like I see
Hjalmarsson against the Red Wings in 2013.
what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that's something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's true. It's just I think goals should be like whatever leads up to the goal. You should be able to ask if it's reviewable as long as it's not like a penalty or some like other dumb shit. They're like it's something that they would not call like sometimes.
That's so dumb. It's literally the dumbest thing in the world. Yeah, I know. Touching on the Professional Women's League as well from the CBA, Bettman said that there's it's non-committal right now. He said the NHL is definitely not committed to forming a league, even if the NWHL closes. Which I don't know. I don't really understand what other response he was going to end up giving there, but basically just kind of saying that the NHL's hands are kind of tied.
We've talked about it before. Well, not on here, but we've talked it like in the group chat, and a lot of people are upset saying that the NHL it's all on them, that they need to do this, and it's like, no, they don't. Like, why is it them? Like, I understand some of the players are holding out, and good for them because they want to make more money. I'm sure they deserve more money. They're great hockey players and everything like that, and not saying that they don't give out a good product and, they don't sell out games and everything. Everybody's comparing it to the NBA having control over the WNBA, and it's like, look at where the NBA is at. They make so much fucking money. The NHL is nowhere near how much money the NBA can make. The NHL are still trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing to make their own money. I mean, you have teams like Florida and Carolina, even though Carolina did well in the playoffs fan-wise, but Arizona, like, they just don't get fans, and then you're still trying to bring in teams to Seattle. Like, they're still trying to figure out their own shit. It's not – and people complain that – I mean, they do give a little bit of money. It's like 50 – I think 100,000 now to the NWHL to help them, but obviously that's not a ton of money, especially for a league that's trying to figure it out. But, I mean, they put in like $2 million towards the CHL, which – is a feeder system to the NHL. They want to grow their game. They want to make sure that their prospects are ready to play in the NHL. So, I mean, they're just trying to make sure that their game is the best it can possibly be before they reach out and help out to anything else. And I don't understand why people are upset about that.
I was also going to say, like, there's no feeder league like the CHL for, like, the NHL like there is for the NBA. Because, like, the NBA just, like, literally has...
You can come straight out of high school or straight out of college. Yeah.
You can't go straight out of high school anymore, but like they have college and like they don't have to pay college players because college will pay college players. Shh.
Hey, the London Knights play college players.
Yeah, but it like doesn't matter.
No, but there's so many ways for NHLers to make it into the NHL, and they're just trying to make sure that those guys have the best opportunity that they can take to make it. Yeah, exactly.
The game that you're trying to fucking produce, like, and like you don't have players making like $100,000 million fucking. Well, that doesn't make no sense. $100 million, $100 million contracts on fucking shoe deals, right? With like places like Sidney Crosby makes like $2 million a year, like fucking getting sponsorships. Yeah. Like LeBron James is making like $100 million from just Nike alone. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't your players don't give a shit about you fucking get like helping anybody else. Like, they want their league to be as best as it possibly can be. Yeah. Like, and if that's the thing that's making it better is by focusing on your fucking league, then fucking do it.
It's a business when it comes down to it. And it's
not a charity. Like,
exactly.
And like we were saying before, too, I mean, you got to feel for the girls here, too, because, I mean, they're trying to live out their dreams as well.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Sort of professional hockey league. And more than 90% of these girls have to, work at like a grocery store.
They have to get a second job. And
Dubai.
I was watching.
Did you say in Dubai?
Just to make it by. Look at that commute. That's ridiculous.
Jesus.
God, I feel complain about some of the NHL
going way much better.
There's no grocery stores in the States.
No, but I saw a video. Kendall Coyne was getting interviewed about the situation. Obviously, she's one of the biggest names. Typical Bender. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
But she was talking about it.
The NHL All-Star game, not a big deal.
No, but she was talking about it, and it made a lot of sense because she was saying how all these little like younger boys, they grow up, they dream of scoring the Stanley Cup winning goal in their driveways. The women, they don't have that because obviously no woman has made it into the NHL. They haven't raised the Stanley Cup, so they don't have that. They can't chase that dream. The only dream they have is chasing the gold, and they don't get paid enough to train year round to do that kind of stuff. And the best time that women players are going to have is in college because they're guaranteed that they're going to be playing. They're guaranteed they're going to have time to work out, and they're just guaranteed to be able to support themselves there, And so it's like, I understand what they're doing, but it's just, I don't know if they're holding out for the NHL or just a sponsor period to figure out a perfect league for them.
Sort of help, right?
Yeah, but it's just, I don't think this is the right time for the NHL to do it personally.
Yeah.
And not, like I said, not saying that a women's league isn't going to be sustainable or anything like that. I think they could get a great product and it'd be huge to grow the game even more, to get more girls playing. 100%.
And it was a blast watching Kendall play in the CPHL last year. And
she was buzzing out there.
Yeah, so it's like,
can we get the girls? Maybe the NHL becomes just a co-ed league.
I mean, I think any girl can make the NHL team. Just no NHL team will take a girl right now. I don't think.
No.
Ask Vito about that.
That's called racism.
No, that's sexism.
It's super close.
No, that was the joke.
Well, and the other thing too, just to kind of round it out, not necessarily the smartest move for the NHL to invest a shit ton of money into a women's league when they potentially are going into a lockout.
True.
Also true.
Yeah.
So, but in any case, that pretty much wraps it up for NHL talk. Let's go into the final, baby.
No, don't be excited about it.
Sorry.
Not my final.
Game one actually was kind of fun to watch, as much as I hate to say it.
Well, I mean, we said it. It's going to be a good series.
Exactly.
I know. It's just we're also torn on it because
we're not. We all want Boston to fucking just lose.
I think because we can't root for both teams to lose.
Yeah, no.
No matter what happens, I'm not happy.
I don't give a shit about what St. Louis does. I don't care. I just want Boston to just burn in a. Oh, no, that's not.
That's not nice.
Was it the look on Post's face there when he said he was conflicted? I thought he was about to say, "I kind of want Boston to win," and I was gonna be so upset.
Oh no, I don't want Boston.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to win.
Exactly.
No.
I had somebody today that I was sitting at the bar and I was like, "Can we put the game on?" They were like, "Yeah." And then somebody came over like, "Who do you want to win?" I go, "Nobody."
Actually, can we just turn the game off? I don't want to watch it anymore.
Stupid. It was dumb.
They were like, "Well, why do you want the game on?" It was like, because I know it's gonna be really good fucking hockey, and I'm so upset, and I don't want anyone to fucking win.
Just leave me alone.
I just want to watch good hockey. Okay, fuck.
Let's talk about the end of the era of possibly the end of playing with no bucket, with Torrey Krug's little fucking Iron Man shift there without his bucket.
That was dope. That's everybody. That's every player's dream.
Why was people were so fucking mad about that hit?
They said it was
everybody was
charging.
saying that it was a charging penalty.
Why?
It absolutely was not. He built up a shit ton of speed coming through the neutral zone, but he didn't take a stride for like 40 feet.
Yeah,
I know.
He literally lined that hit up and then just stopped fucking his feet.
People,
it was textbook.
People are upset because he was going in so fast into the zone, but it was because he was so far out of play, but also glided from the blue line to the top of the circle to lay the hit. So
it was a textbook. It was a textbook.
That's what people are saying is because he was flying so fast and he hit somebody. It's like,
and honestly,
hockey. I don't know what you mean.
It was impressive. It's impressive that he caught him in the shoulder and didn't catch him in the head. It was actually,
and he didn't jump or anything.
No.
I'm a guy that
moving so fast.
This is why we should go back to players not wearing helmets because they clearly hit better.
They get
fuck you, Taylor Hall, for ruining it for everybody.
No, I'm a guy that looks for every shitty play that a Bruins player does, and I was like, holy fuck, what a hit. That's a great hit.
Oh my god, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. People, when you're a fucking dad that's watching your peewee player play and you watch somebody get smoked like that, you're like, that's definitely a charging. Because that player was coming in way too fast. where like NHL players can fucking build up that speed, especially because he came around the back of the net and came halfway up the ice full speed and stopped skating and still is like at like full speed and just smokes that player. Everybody's like, that's got to be a charging. That has to be a charging. He's too fast to be not a charging. And you're like, no, that's just a clean fucking hit.
It's just people look any big hit. Somebody looks for a penalty now. That's all they look for, really.
It's not Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. I'm surprised he's out there. Like,
hey, you know what? New career for him.
it's 3 a.m. and I'm lonely.
A lot of people were complaining too. They're like, "Oh yeah, big hit by a 20-something-year-old on a 19-year-old rookie." It's like,
What is he supposed to do?
He plays in the fucking NHL. You think he's not gonna lay the kid out? Like, fuck.
Sorry, you're in the show. It's one of the best things to fucking hit a rookie and be like, "Hey, welcome to the show, bud."
With no Bucky on and just whipping your hair back and forth right in front of him while he's down. Like, oh, buddy.
Did you see the stare down that he had against Jordan Binnington? Like afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear what Binnington said?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, that was kind of fucking creepy."
Like, I think he was on something. His pupils were pretty dilated.
Yeah, he's pretty fucked up.
He was hanging out with Kuznetsov or something, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
got him.
Hey,
I
like that. That was good.
No, I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever. Well, St. Louis started that game out pretty hot. Watching that first period, they pretty much dominated it minus the 2 power plays that Boston had. I think it only the period ended 1-0, right?
2-0. I think
2-0. Yeah,
they were up 2-0.
I think
I don't know if it was the end of the first, but it was 2-0.
Yeah, it was definitely 2-0 at one point. And then the second period, after the Blues scored their second goal, Boston just turned it on. I think they had over 20 shots.
No, it was 18-3.
Was it?
Total
Okay.
in the second, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I saw a stat online. I forgot what it actually was, but it was like the Blues had like
Probably a hockey stat. So.
It was for sure
For the final.
It was the Blues only had 5 shots in like 28 minutes or something like that from the beginning of the second period to some point in the third period, which not necessarily the way to win a hockey game at all.
They had like at the start of the third till like after like the 4 goals was like they only had like 2 shots or something.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous like that. But Boston ended up turning it on, and honestly, they showed that if they need to, they could be a much better team than St. Louis.
Yeah, and it always comes down to their first fucking line though too.
Penalty in overtime. No, it's I mean, Boston ended up getting 5 power plays in that game. St. Louis only had 2. Boston scored on 1. Game over. Let's go. Fuck, I'm not excited. I'm not happy right now. Damn it.
I'm delayed right now because I have
Sorry.
it streaming.
I'm very
Don't
delayed.
Tell me, IRS.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, was it St. Louis?
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, it was probably
It's definitely
St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's their first fucking Stanley Cup final win.
Yeah.
In 14 games. Yeah.
Oh my god, he sniped the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he did.
So what a great
Boston just
ending
couldn't
to
get
this
it out.
podcast. And you see how excited I am? I don't even like St. Louis. I just love watching Boston lose so much. It's like I don't give a shit about St. Louis scoring. It's
so upset right now.
St. Louis's first fucking Stanley Cup playoff final win in
Which one?
Games.
So I was
You know what they say too. Series never really starts until the home team loses.
So I was initially excited, obviously, but then I realized that the Blues won, and I'm watching them celebrate, and I'm very upset right now.
Be upset.
Well, play Gloria, bud.
I'm still jacked that Boston lost.
Just play Gloria and just forget about it.
Fuck Gloria.
Oh, fuck that. You kidding me?
Such
I
a
heard
good
Gloria-
song.
What are you talking about?
Such a good song.
All I wanted to hear is the remake of All I Do Is Win, but the 2010 Stanley Cup champion version.
Let's listen to E Double.
Oh.
Why you want to keep bringing me down? But yeah, I mean, yeah, Boston showed in game 1 that they can buzz all over him, but
Oh my God! And it's Joe Beameester. Oh Jesus Christ, Joe Beameester.
Yeah.
Bowmeister.
Good try.
It was Carl Gunnarsson, actually.
Joe Bowmeister has never been to a Stanley Cup fucking playoff final in his entire career.
Yeah, he also hasn't scored a goal. That's not him.
Yeah, it was Carl Gunnarsson.
Whatever.
Yeah, all right. Bruins still lost.
All right, boys. I've had too many beers at this point. So.
At least you're coherent this time.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you are. I don't even remember where we're at. Oh, yeah, Boston turned it on in game one. Ended up taking game one pretty decisively when you look at it from afar. This game here just now, we'll probably give a little bit more of an in-depth recap next time we're on the pod, but a little bit more even back and forth. I think St. Louis brought it up to another level, left it all on the table, and came out of there with a win.
I thought St. Louis played better. I thought Bennington actually wasn't as good either.
I agree, actually.
First two goals were not very good goals to give up.
No.
But he was still better than Rask apparently. So
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
like you said, we'll go in more detail next pod. But
yeah,
what a fun series
1-1.
to watch, though. Even though it's so fucking annoying, like I just wanted to go 7, and then I want them to go like I don't know, like 12 overtimes, and then just go be like, you know what?
Let's give it to the Blackhawks. You know, they really tried hard this year.
they really deserve it after that like fluke of a series they had against Nashville.
Yeah.
Like,
but hey, Ryan O'Reilly with the apple for the game on the game winner.
yeah.
That guy is a fucking stud.
yep, I will always
Love Ryan O'Reilly.
He got dropped by a referee in the second period today. I don't know if you guys were watching that. It was on the power play, and he lost control of the puck and everything. It was hilarious.
That's something we should just talk about. We don't bring that up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
I don't know. We were actually just talking about the game now. I really hope you guys enjoyed the pod. Thanks a lot.
Got one more.
Just the live looking and like just ended up being like towards the end of like what we're talking about everything. Like
This is what a live podcast would be like.
Yeah, that should be.
Yeah, I know. I hope you guys don't hate
was
it.
like.
Yeah.
So let's probably got one more week of our Thursday shows because you know Potes and Noli have to go down to Smashville this weekend.
Yeah. Noli's sister's wedding.
After that, we'll go back to our Monday show.
I also got like a pretty exciting thought about. Like, I'll just tell you guys. I'll tell everybody else. It's fine. I got a friend that at his work, he's in a competition to win Stanley Cup final tickets, and he's able to win 4, and it's a trip for it. And he goes, if I win the tickets, man, like, yeah, I'll fucking take you. So
which one of us is getting cut out?
Yeah, no kidding.
no, he's gonna take me. Like, he doesn't know any of you. Like, he's
Why
gonna
would you
take
tell us
me.
that? I don't care.
Because I can possibly just give you the Stanley Cup final experience from, I don't know, Boston, St. Louis. I don't fucking give a shit.
As Noli said earlier, we still have the music without your name in it. So,
Well, you know what? I quit. God damn it.
Tough.
No, but,
Sure,
like,
by a
trying
guy
to-
wearing a bandana.
you're trying to flex on us, and it's not working,
Yeah, you're trying to flex on that bandana.
dude.
Come on.
I'm not even gonna make. You know what? I don't care.
All right.
Are you prepping?
I
for
just gotta get one more.
Jerem?
I just gotta chirp Potes and get him to shut up. Then I'll get all 3 of you on one pod.
Are we done with this yet?
I think we are. I think we were done about 45 minutes ago.
But then yeah, all right.
Yeah, hockey and stuff.
So for the last episode on Beer League Talk,
I know. It was fun while it lasted. All right, I'm done with this now. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. If you made it this far, God help your soul.
Follow the boys on Twitter at WCBPodcast, on Instagram at WCBPodcast, and like them on Facebook, the Windy City Benders Podcast.